We're hanging out today at gotomath.com, and we're working some calculus. We're looking at evaluating limits analytically. So let's scroll down and take a look at this particular problem right here. We've got, what was that? No need to subscribe to your, okay. I didn't even know that had a pointer like that. Okay. Anyway, that's a subscribe button. You can click on that if you want. All right, we got the limit as x approaches 0 of the square root of x plus 6 minus the square root of 6 over x. And of course, when we plug 0 in, we get 0 over 0. So we need to try to do something to this thing to see if this thing will be equal to a real number. And that's what we want to do. So let's bring up the whiteboard and get started now. Let's try a new color. I've been using that purple, the purple color. Alright, so we have the limit as x approaches 0 of the square root of x plus 6 minus the square root of 6, and it's all over x. So we're going to multiply the numerator by what's called its conjugate. That's what they call it. And this is how it's going to work. It's real simple. Even a third grader can do it. Alright, let's try it out. So we're going to multiply the top by x plus, or the square root of x plus 6, but instead of using a minus sign here, we're going to use a plus sign. And you'll see what I'm talking about here in just a minute. Watch the magic that happens. And then of course what we do in the numerator we got to do in the denominator also. Alright, plus the square root of 6. Now what we're going to want to do is multiply those two. So we have the square root of x plus 6 times the square root of x plus 6, and that's just going to end up being x plus 6, right? Okay, I'm not going to get into the details on that. And then this square root of x plus 6 plus times the square root of 6, and then of course all the inside stuff is going to cancel out. If you take that times it by that, he's got a minus sign, they all cancel out. So it's really just the first terms and then the last terms, and we're going to have a minus the square root of 6 times the square root of 6 is just 6. And you know what, I'm just going to do this real quick up here because this doesn't take but just a second. Now remember, raised to the half power is the same thing as right sin the square root of 6. What do we do with powers? We add them, and so this becomes 6 to the first. So that's the reason the square roots disappear. Alright, and then of course that's all over x, and then the square root of x plus 6 plus, I'm trying to be neat. It's difficult writing on a pad, no, one of these pads. So that's going to be 0. We've got an x in the numerator, x in the denominator. We can actually get rid of that. Now we can actually clean this thing up. This is guaranteed to be a test problem or a quiz problem or something of that nature. Now we can finally do the direct substitution, plugging 0 directly in, and we end up with 1 over. And I'm going to kind of skip a step here. Because there's going to be two of them, right? You're going to plug 0 in, you get square root of 6 plus square root of 6, that's 2 square root of 6. And of course we can simplify this by getting the radical out of the denominator. That's rationalizing the denominator, and we end up with square root of 6 over 12, okay, as our final answer. Right, square root of, so I'm not sure my final answer, I don't know, we're going to find out. We're going to find out. Oh, okay. So I figured out how to write some script to simplify all that. And of course we've got the big-winded explanation going on down here, except it's not too winded. It's pretty much everything that I did. All right. Good luck. Try it out.